Okay, lots. This is the start of our crossbred gilt offering. Lots 33, 34, and 35. These would be Three's Company, Michigan-bred gilts in this group. Ferreton, Michigan, with partnership with Austin and Mortensen. And a really good sow line up there we've got, and this goes back to it. Started by doing this, the Burger Boar we've talked about so much in this crossbred offering. We've used him hard for 2 seasons, and bringing some stoutness and power to the table. And I think a boar that the hogs are feeding there down south awfully well in the first group. Mother's an overruled Dirty Lovin'. It goes back to that Dirty Lovin' line that's worked so well. Those 4 or 5 litter mate sows and keeping the daughters out of them, and it's sure clicking up there and working awfully well. We're going to start with lot 33. This is 58-11. 5811 is going to be the all black gilt. Another one, I think all 3 of these gilts could go market breeding, do what you need to do with them, and they're going to end kind of where you want them to. If it's going to be a July setting as a market hog or push them on to heavier weights, I think that's a possibility, I guess, to say. She is all black, take that for what it is, but she is a quality kind of a gilt that's dual purpose if you want to go market or breeding. She's wide coming at you, wide leaving, got some shape, got some muscle, and still a really good kind of a look on the side profile. Looks like an easy maintaining length and frame ratio. I think a gilt that balances up, and once she darkens up, I think she's going to have a few of the extras, because these doing this hogs seem to hair up and get some dark pigmentation with time. And she's going to be burly and stout, but still going to maintain some look and design in a market kind of fashion. If you want to show her that way or take her to heavier weight, she could be a big burly breeding gilt when it's said and done. The next one's going to be lot 34. This would be the belted gilt, and this one here is always kind of stuck out in this pen. She's one that's really, really good looking on the side, extremely flexible in terms of her angulation to her blade and her forearm. A gilt that's got a useful hind leg, and of the 3, I guess I read her maybe the most breeding gilt looking as a big one. Because she does offer a shot more extension, not quite as powered up as her sisters, more than enough, more than adequate, because her muscle lays in her skeleton right. She's long enough out of her hips. She offers some enough kind of a shape, but looks like a really feedable kind of a hog with the great feet and legs. Going to have enough structure and bone, and one that I think you can make her a heavyweight market hog if that works in your setting, or you can take her on to a 300-plus pound breeding gilt and be very competitive, because she's got some stretch and some grow in her the way it looks. Going to finish up with 58-16. This is the sock gilt, probably the most market-oriented gilt of this pen. I mean, extreme in a lot of areas in terms of shape and muscle and power. She's a big-legged kind of a gilt that offers some structure. She's probably going to need woad just a little bit, and not just pushed all the way, but in terms of having some of those extras that it might take at the end, some wow factor, she does have that. She's extremely, extremely powerful in terms of going to have some natural shape. She's flexible on the side. Looks like her blade sets in her right. She comes at you square. Her hind leg, I think, uses extremely well on the side profile. A gilt that is more modern in her type and kind, and she is short underline. Not that matters, but with that said, it kind of goes with their type and kind in terms of length and frame. But a gilt there that I like in terms of her value, what she could do, and when she's done in her prime time. I think that gilt fits the market setting extremely well. Jackpot well at the same time, and at the same time, I think she's got some breeding value to make some barrows and boars onto the next generation.